All right, now this is the final track on the Lost Shores EP, and I mentioned in another video that this is actually almost the same. I made this project the same day I did Forget Not, so Mysteries and Forget Not almost carry the exact same tonal characters because I made it in one long session. So starting from the top, I added more horns in this one specifically because I liked it. Almost sounded more orchestral. Strings are great, but I feel like it just added a different type of character. So right now I'm just kind of hanging on the 1 and 1 suspended. So here is the string patch. I'm gonna label it strings. And let's see if I can even find it. There it is. And this plugin was Omnisphere, and it is the Lush Ambient String Orchestra. So I think this and Dreamy String Orchestra, those two patches just sound so good. Especially for this kind of cinematic orchestral stuff. And the next one is the strings, let's see, the bass. And this one is Kontakt, and I think this one was specifically Session Strings Pro. So yeah, that's really how that one was. Let's hear what the bass sounds like. So there's really not a whole lot going on there. I think I used an exciter to create a little bit more high-end harmonics, just to help it cut through a little bit. And next up is the horns. Now, I literally just copied and pasted the MIDI file to the horn patch. So it's playing the exact same notes as strings, so I know it's gonna sound pretty similar and it's gonna blend really well. So here's strings, string bass, and horns. And the horn patch is actually, it should be Session Horns, I think. Yeah, Session Horns Pro by Native Instruments. Sounds very smooth. But yeah, just a small horn ensemble. Let's go to our reversed slide parts, so you can kind of hear this one individually. This one sounds a little bit more dirty and more crunchy than the other tracks, because I really boosted the gain and saturated it with the tube saturator. Now I think my thought process was to kind of pan it hard left and hard right, and then as I was mixing, I decided not to. I just decided to have them mono because they're stereo files. So I know by default they're already going to have some stereo differences. And yeah, so there's that. Let's hear those two together from the beginning. And the way that I mixed it, it kind of balances. It's one of those very similar to the rest of the tracks. It's gonna kind of trade off parts. And there's your light, airy pad for your distance. Just creates a little bit more depth. It sounds like something in the distance is resonating. So, there it is. Now, one of my favorite parts of this track is actually the kind of walk up over here, where I think it's just like a 2, 3, 4 walk up. Oh, it's a 7. So, yeah. Right here, it kind of just builds up to the climax of the entire album, which is really this closing moment. It sounds nice. I'll just let it play. And there you have it. So you can really see I'm not thinking too awfully deeply with why I chose this patch or why I chose this stuff. I thought for this individual track, the Lush String Orchestra sounded good, and I thought for maybe Forget Not, the other ones. So I kind of just chose through. I have probably 3 or 4 string patches I like, 3 or 4 bass patches I like. For the horns, I pretty much only use Session Horns Pro. For guitar parts, I like to do a lot of reversed stuff. So whether it's like one sonar ping or like one doo, play that with a lot of reverb. You can do some pitch correction if you wanted to change keys or something, and then reverse it. And so you get like a swell, slidey, I don't know. There's a lot of creative tones you can get with sliding and reversing and stuff. But that's really all that went on with this. So I appreciate it, and if you have any other questions, let me know, and I anticipate on doing more walkthroughs with my future upcoming releases, so be sure to check in and see what other stuff I've got going on. Appreciate it.